My bad, y'all. I done fucked around, hit the wrong button as I was recording part 2. But this is part 3 and will be the last video to this topic. But as I was saying, like in life, you have to suffer. There's going to be some type of suffering. And you got people out here that try to avoid that. Ain't no avoiding that. It's not avoid. There's no way of avoiding it because it's written for us to suffer. Like, you just got to go through the shit. You got to go through the shit. And, going through the suffering part of life is not, it doesn't necessarily get easier, but when you train your mind to understand that it's all for your greater good, then it makes it, you tend to, when you have that understanding, like, it makes it a little easier for you though to like get through it, because you have that understanding. You know that although I'm suffering now in these seasons in my life, that if I can just get through it, then I'll be good, because you will be. You ain't gonna die from the shit. You're not gonna die. You know what I mean? It's gonna hurt a little bit, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to go through the suffering. You got to be able to, you know, train your mind to learn to embrace that, because that's what it is. Like, and it don't help that at times when you go through some suffering, y'all know when y'all done went through some suffering, and then you'll come across a season where it seemed like things are going smooth, and you be like, oh, okay, I'll finally get a break. I finally get that break. I finally get a chance to, breathe a little bit. But then here comes something else. That's what makes it hard to me, from my experience, what I learned. Like, me personally, I done mastered the art of knowing that I have to go through some suffering to get what I want and shit. I gotta face the truth. I gotta learn to let go. I gotta learn to embrace certain things that I may not want to embrace if I want to focus on my purpose. If I want to get to where I'm trying to be, I gotta embrace that shit. I've mastered that. But I feel like shit, them times when you get a break from suffering, because it be a small break. Everything going good, and you like, shit, you out here chilling, but then boom, here comes something else. Here comes something else. And when it come, ain't no warning. You know what I'm saying? Most times there is no warning to that shit. You just got to learn to embrace it and go with the flow of things for a little bit. Sometimes you got to go with the flow. You don't know where it's going to lead you to, but you have the faith in knowing that it's for your greater good. It's not going to kill you. It's going to make you stronger. And when you don't learn to embrace that pain and facing the truth, you find yourself sticking around longer than you should with people. You find yourself, you just be frustrated, and you stick around longer, whether it be for a job, whether it be a relationship. You know what I mean? You find yourself allowing yourself to go through more suffering than you was intended to go through. That's exactly what it is. Like, yeah, you might be in a season where you suffering, but whole time it was only supposed to be for a little while. But because you didn't want to let go, you didn't want to face the truth and do what you were supposed to do about it, you suffering longer than you should have been. You feel me? A lot of times we bring suffering on ourselves because we hard-headed as fuck. You too comfortable. And a lot of times with the comfortability, like, the shit hurt, but whole time it's like, if you allow it to go on further, you just hurting yourself. You hurting yourself, and you will continue to hurt yourself, and you will continue to suffer longer than you should, and you will continue to face that pain longer than you should have, because you won't let go. You won't let go. You don't want to face the truth. And that's where I fucked up in my life personally. I had to take accountability at some point in my life. I'm about to be 36, and for a long time of my life. And it's not that I did it on purpose. It's just like our life, it's a long journey. Some of us learn things sooner than others. You know what I mean? And some people still learning shit to this day. Learning shit that they should have been learned a long time ago. Because they don't want to face the truth. They don't want to feel that pain. There's pain in holding on, but there's also a pain of letting go. That's why I say ain't no way around a lot of shit in life. Like you just gotta face this shit. You gotta just do it. We all have to do it. And I'm just thank God in the universe, me personally, I thank God in the universe for allowing me to wake up to understand that. And I had to learn that shit on my own. I had a few people along the way that I'm blessed and thankful for. I had a lot of people along the way in my journey to, give me some type of wisdom and shit to help me wake up. But then it's a lot of y'all out there who you do have people in your corner. You got a lot of people in your corner. Some of y'all blessed to have people in your corner, period, because I know people that ain't had nobody. And they literally out here like we all winging it in life, like on some real shit. But I know people personally that has literally been winging it with they ain't had nobody in their ear. They ain't had nobody telling them the right way they should go. Nobody giving them no type of advice. They just been out here winging it. They got people that been watching them and they probably could have said something to them, gave them some type of advice. And you got to be aware of that because you got people who will do that shit and they'll sit there and watch you struggle. They'll watch you suffer and go through that shit on purpose because they don't want you to get further than them. But those of y'all out there, y'all got people who are in y'all ear telling y'all which way you should go. And they not just saying this shit on purpose, like they telling you from their own experience. They telling you like, bro, if you go down this road, then this, and this gonna happen. But some of y'all so fucking curious by nature that you'll go down that road anyway. And then sit there and look dumb wondering why you going through what you going through. When motherfuckers done told you don't go down there. People done told you don't go down there and you still went down there anyway. You still went down there anyway. And now you sitting there wondering why you going through what you going through. Like, come on now. And you don't understand that that's a blessing to have somebody in your ear. It's like a coach. It's like a mentor. And there's people out here that don't have that at all. They just out here bumping their head. But people who do that shit though, me personally, I look at it like a cry wolf type of motherfucker. Like you just want some type of attention. You out here crying wolf when you really ain't got to. But you need to understand that if you that type of person that's doing that, you only hurting yourself. And that shit is real. You keep crying wolf about certain situations in your life. You want advice on how to get out, and you got people giving it to you, and you going against the grain of it. At some point, motherfuckers gonna get tired. They gonna get tired of talking to you. They gonna get tired of trying to help you get through the pain of the truth in your life that you facing because they got their own shit. We all dealing with our own shit. But when you are blessed and you got people in your life that's actually taking the time to out of their day, they literally taking time out their day. They literally taking, putting their problems and shit on hold to help you out with yours, to give you advice. Hell, they might need advice themselves. But they taking time out of their day to help you with your shit, and you going against the grain. You wasting people's time. Like you gonna keep suffering. You gonna suffer longer than you should. Like I said, I know people that don't have that they never had that type of guidance. They had to literally learn that shit, bump their head longer than others had to. Like if you blessed to have people in your ear, you should really listen to them. You should really listen to them and take heed to the advice that's given to you. Because a lot of people are so, and you got some people out here that they don't care, they don't give a fuck. But then you do have some people out here who, they care, but it's like I said, people going through their own shit. All of us are suffering in our own way. All of us are facing our own trials, and we got mountains to climb and hurdles to jump. It ain't just you. But I made this video 3 little parts because I just wanted to remind y'all that y'all have to stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself about the situations you in, the people you dealing with, whatever the case, whatever you got going on, stop lying to yourself and learn to embrace the pain. Feel that shit so you can grow in the way that you should. It's not there to hurt you. It's not going to kill you. It's only going to make you stronger. But the longer you take to embrace it, the longer you're going to suffer. Because you don't want to feel that pain. I look at that type of pain as like when you go get a shot from the doctor or something. That shit hurt. And there's a lot of people out there scared of needles. But that pain is only temporary. You know, it hurt when you get it, and you might be sore a couple days after the shot. But then after that, you won't feel it no more. That's how this pain is that I'm talking to y'all about. It's temporary. But you make it last longer when you fail to embrace it.